mobility. We're going to start right now, and we are going to warm up. The first thing we're going to do is called hip cars. Sagayata, hello, hello. First thing we're going to do is called hip cars, and it looks a little bit like this. We're lifting our leg as high as we can directly in front of us. So high knee. We're going to open up that hip wide as you can. Keep the knee high. From here, and hold on to something for balance if you need it, we're going to try our best to rotate that leg. So the knee comes down a little bit, but the ankle starts coming up. Try to hit horizontal first, then lift, 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 lift. Bring that ankle up. Whew. Next, we're going to bring that leg down and back, flexing the hamstrings, flexing the glutes, really pulling that leg down and back. And that is 1 rep. All right, we're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. We're going to reverse everything, do 10 on the left and 10 on the right. Whew. Let's get ready to go. High knee. Open. Ankle. Ankle some more. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle. Ankle some more. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle. Ankle some more. Down and back. That's 3. 4. 5. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. 7, 8, 9. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. And we are done with this leg for now. That's 10 hip cars on the left side. Take a quick second to breathe, and let's get ready to do 10 hip cars on the right side. I'm a little bit out of breath already. That's crazy. Okay. Let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. 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 I think that's 4. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 6. 7. High knee. Open. Rotate that leg. Bring the ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. One more time from this angle. High knee. Open up. Ankle up. Down and back. I think that's 10, but I might have miscounted. So one more. 10, maybe 11. We've done hip cars going forward on both legs. Now we're going to spin it around and go in reverse. But before we do that, grab a sip of water. Breathe. And let's go. Talk about reverse. We're going to do basically the same positions. Again, these are called hip cars, and these are all about building strength while we work on mobility. And we want to make sure that we're trying our best to get as deep and far into that end range of motion as we can so that we can build strength in those weak positions. All right? In reverse, it looks like this. We start by bringing the leg back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, really feel the stretch here in the front of your leg. From here, we're going to lift that leg up to the side. We're going to look like doing a flying kick, but we're not actually. From here, we're going to try our best to lift the ankle up as high as it can go. Then we're going to do the opposite. We're going to bring the ankle all the way down, and we're going to finish by bringing that knee directly in front. That is 1 rep. We're going to do 10 on the left and 10 on the right. Don't worry if it was confusing, if I said way too many words and you have no idea what's coming up. I call out each of the positions as we go. You'll get it. Let's go. Whew. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 1. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 2. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 3. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 4. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 5. Back. side, ankle up, ankle down, 6, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 7, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 8, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 9, last one, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 10, those are 10 more hip cars going in reverse. We got a couple more. Let's go. 10 on this leg. Let's do it. If you're wondering why, maybe I'm a little bit lower energy, a little bit more quiet today, it's because we got neighbors on both sides and I don't want to be super disruptive. I'm traveling, so I'm in the future. It's Saturday, mid-morning, and I want to make sure our neighbors don't think I'm a jerk. So if my voice has a little bit less energy than usual, I think it's contagious to the energy I'm bringing in general, and I'm gonna try and keep the energy up while keeping the volume a little bit lower. Cool? All right, where are we going? We got hip cars. We got one last leg. I hope that little spiel gave you a second to breathe and relax and chill, because it's time for one last leg, and then we'll be done with hip cars. Bring the leg back, lift to the side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. This is 2, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think that's 4, 5. Ooh, lost balance there for a second. 6, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 7, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 8, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 9, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 10. Those are some hip cars. We have wrapped them up, and if you are out of breath, if you are tired, that is totally normal. We are going to move on into warm-up exercise number 2. It's a little bit more chill, a little bit more relaxing, and it looks like this. We're going to fold forward at the hips. We're going to drop into this L shape. The goal is to stretch the hamstrings, but first you might be feeling it in your low back as your back is starting to relax. Whew. Once your back is chilled out, I want you to keep on trying to bring your belly button down towards the ground. This isn't about your head or your shoulders, so you don't have to go and curl and feel that stretch in your back or in your neck. It's all about what's folding at the hips, okay? We're going to hang out here for a little bit. We're going to relax, chill, breathe. And now, we're going to start bending one leg at a time. This is the elephant walk part of the elephant walk stretch. Everything else was just waiting to loosen up a little bit. From here, we're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten the other leg. And we're going to keep on trying to bring that belly button down towards the ground. You'll start feeling a whole bunch of different muscles maybe you've never even felt before because your hamstrings are so tight and you're folded so far forward. And that is normal. Just bend one knee, straighten the other leg, bend the other knee, straighten the other leg, bend one knee, straighten the other leg. We're going to do a lot of these. And the goal is to have your hamstrings loosen up so it doesn't feel ridiculously weird and uncomfortable anymore. And it takes a couple of reps. And I like to fill this lull of just discomfort with some explanation about why you're feeling all that discomfort. So, your hamstrings are attached sort of behind the knee into the bottom of your pelvis. Your pelvis is that huge thing that we call our hips, except it goes way down low into basically almost our thigh looking space. And our thigh bones connect into the pelvis, and all those things, all the joints are moved by our muscles and by our tendons. How do I say this without making it any more complicated than it needs to be? Your hamstrings are attached to your bones with your tendons. All right? There's just some really tough chunks of flesh that make your soft, squishy muscles connect to bone, because your muscles don't just go, hey, look, bone, I love you. Your muscles become tendon, and then your tendon becomes somehow gripped to your bones. How that works, I got no idea. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is a very long tangent. If you're feeling a whole bunch of discomfort, tension, sort of just underneath your glutes, just underneath your butt, that is probably because that is where your hamstrings are attached to your pelvis through the hamstring tendon. And that should be discomfort, like right here. We've done so many elephant walks that it should be a little bit more calm by now. And if you're wondering why, now you know. It's because your hamstrings tendons connect over there. Okay. Squat down, relax for a second, move, and then try your best to stand up straight. We spent so long bent over, maybe it's gonna take a second to come out of that. Those are some elephant walks. Hopefully, towards the end, you start feeling like it was a little bit more smooth and you're grooving. Let's go. We're gonna take that same position. If you still need to, shake out your legs, but we're gonna take that same position. We're gonna fold forward, wind the stance a little bit, and we're gonna do one knee bent, one leg straight. We're gonna add some thoracic rotation, which looks like that. All right, we're going to take our hands from the bent knee side. We're gonna reach across to the straight leg side. We're going to help push and rotate our chest out. Oof. Reach your hands up, rotate your neck, look at the hands, and calm down. Oh man, I'm stiff today. Bend the other knee, straighten the other leg, reach across, and rotate. This is called thoracic rotation. What we're doing is rotating the spine, the thoracic spine, and that part of your back is designed to rotate. It's designed to bend forward, backward, side to side, and realistically, most people are not doing most of those movements. And here's a little bit of an opportunity to give your back a little love. I have no idea how many of those we did. I think it was 4, but if you're already done, do one more. It's good for you. That's thoracic rotation. I was aiming for 5. And I hope your back is feeling a little bit smoother. Your arms and shoulders, maybe they're a little bit tired from reaching behind you, and it's not an exercise or movement you do very often. Luckily, that's it. That's all we do for the back. That's all we do for the shoulders and arms. We're moving on to our third warm-up exercise right now. Okay. Let's go. The third warm-up exercise is called the Cossack switch. And in the Cossack switch, we are doing something that looks like this. You don't have to start immediately with me. We're trying to drop our butts down, put all of our weight into one side, and extend this leg out to the other side. This is kind of a challenging position to get into, right? So we're going to prepare it with a couple of stretches beforehand. And the goal is to scoot your butt from side to side and come back to that spot. So I want you to notice that this position that we're hanging out at the end is very similar to this position where you're just kind of squatting down. I want you to try your best to turn yourself into a little ball, hug your knees, and just give yourself a little bit of love like this, all right? We're trying to loosen up some muscles. We're trying to pre-stretch them so it's easier, it's a little bit more comfortable for you to get into a deeper position. So turn into a ball, hug your knees, lean forward a little bit, and your ankles will come up. Probably because your ankle flexibility isn't perfect for this, but mostly because it's going to be really hard to keep your ankles down and not roll backwards. Hug your knees. Feel the stretch in your Achilles tendon. Feel the stretch in your calves. And while you do that, I'm going to talk about how we're moving from side to side. Let's go. From side to side, we are doing this. We are taking our positions. You don't have to do this, by the way. You can stay in the rolled up ball position. I'm going to just tell you what the next steps are, okay? We're going to go from here. We're going to plant our hands down by leaning forward. We're going to extend one leg out, all right? I want you to try your best to keep this heel down as well as this heel down. I'm gonna scoot over here so my body is more in camera, in frame, and we are gonna try our best to hang in this position for a second. If your hips don't open up this deep, you can be all the way up here. That is totally fine. You can be over here, you can scoot back, whatever it takes to keep this heel down. From here, we're gonna bring our hips over to the other side as low as possible, and we're gonna squat and get as low as we can. And that's it. We're gonna keep coming back and forth. You can put your hands down on the ground to give yourself a little bit of support. You can remove them to make it a little bit more difficult. And I want you to try your best to squat down, hang out with your butt as low as possible to the ground on each side. That depends on what you're capable of, all right? Don't worry about how deep you're going. Just try your best. All right, everybody, let's go. Come on, get out of your squat, your little huggy leg things, and let's go. Lean forward, put your hands down, extend the leg, sit back so that your heels are down. We're gonna bring our butts over to the other side. Again, you can have your hands down the whole time to help give you a little bit of support. Ready? 1 over, 1 back, 2 over, 2 back, 3 over, 3 back. If this is a little too fast for you, don't worry, we're about to slow down. 4 over, 4 back, 5 over, 5 back. As you get more comfortable with the balance, as you get more comfortable with the position, you can remove your hands, keep leaning forward, or you can start standing up a little straighter and keep your hands really far forward. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. That is our hip. Sorry, what do we call this? That is our Cossack switches. Whew. We are done with the warm-up. If that sounds really intimidating and scary, don't worry. The warm-up is what we do to get our body prepared for the stretches. The stretches are actually way easier. The Cossack switch is probably the hardest part of the whole entire thing. Take a quick break, grab a sip of water, and if you can, find something to pad your knee. The next stretch that we're going to do is a hamstring stretch, and we're going to do it something that looks like this. So a lot of weight is going to be on one knee. I'm going to check the comments and look at them real quick while I drink some water. You guys should also drink some water and take a quick break. Okay. Waya Harawa says, hi, I'm following your stretch and workout for my inner muscles. And thank you. Yeah, somebody coming in from Japan. That's awesome. Okay. I'm going to scroll around on TikTok chat real quick. See if I've missed anything since I started. Gayeta says, finally. Finally, what? What happened? What did I do? Was it because I started a little bit late? I think I started like 9:03. So if that's what you're finally about, I get it. I understand. Otherwise, what are you talking about? Okay. Charles Axel says, hi, everyone. Che says, hello. I did this yesterday at the gym before leg day. Really good for flexibility. Amazing. Yeah, if you're doing, pretty deep squats, if you're doing any of the big lifts for your lower body, it definitely helps to have your hips prepared in advance. And that first set, your first warm-up set, will feel so much easier and so much smoother. You might be able to get rid of the warm-up set with a couple of Cossack switches, depending on how advanced you are when you work out. Cookie says, aloha, welcome. No matter where I am, welcome back. All right, I'm gonna scroll real fast, see if there's any big questions or things. Any hip openers for knee pain? We will get to that in a little bit, okay? Any hip openers for knee pain? Oh, yes, if we're doing this stuff during the Cossack switch and you're feeling knee pain, like right here, especially when you're transitioning your hips over to the other side. I'm trying to be better about scooting towards the center of the camera. You can come up a little bit higher. That'll reduce some of that knee pain, and it'll make it easier for you to come to the other side. And then after you've come to the other side, you can then squat down and hang out. If you're feeling the pain when you're squatting down, then I recommend instead of opening up your legs really wide, you pull the legs in a little bit more and change up the angle of how the knee is positioned when you're dropping down, and that will change the stress on the knee joint. So that might help a little bit with your knee pain. Okay. Whew. I think it's time. Let's do some stretches. I'm going to adjust this camera because it is really bothering me that the angle is horrible. Super, super crazily inclined. Give me a second. And that looks still not great. How'd that happen? The hinge on this thing has just slipped over time. Okay, cool. Boom. The first stretch that we're going to do is a hamstring stretch. And it's going to look a little bit like this. I recommend you go grab a cushion to pad one knee so that it is a little gentler on that knee. All right? What we're going to do, it's going to look like this. We're going to point our hips forward, our shoulders forward, our head forward, and we're going to extend one leg out in front of us. From here, we're going to focus on bringing the belly button down. We're going to fold. All right? And we're going to feel the stretch in the hamstring. It's going to be intense. And we're just going to breathe. In a second, we're going to add in a big inhale. And then we're going to exhale and fold. While we exhale, I want you to get really loose, relaxed in the rest of your body. Your legs are still going to be super tight. I want you to fold your belly button down to the thigh. All right? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Okay, that's intense. Relax, take some normal breaths, chill for a second. And then we're going to do one more inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And fold. When your stretch is as intense as you feel like you can get today, let's go. 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. Remember, the belly button is coming down. It's not about the shoulders. It's not about the head. It's about the belly button coming down and touching your thighs. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. 0. All right, come on out of that hamstring stretch. Oh, Eduardo, welcome back. Swing that leg around. Switch over to the other side. And let's continue. Hips forward, shoulders forward, head forward. Straighten the leg out directly in front. We're going to fold the belly button down to the thigh. You're going to feel the stretch here in your glutes. You're going to feel it in the hamstrings, maybe even in the calves. It's called the posterior chain, and they're all kind of connected. So everything might feel a little bit tight. From here, we're going to take the inhale and then the exhale. Ready? Inhale. Exhale and fold. Okay. Take some normal breaths because your hamstrings are really tight and intense right now. Then we're going to do one more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring the belly button down to the thigh. And 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. If your knee is uncomfortable here in this stretch, you can give it a slight bend. When you bend it, it's going to remove all of the stretch on your hamstring, basically. So instead of waiting to bring your chest down, I want you to bring the chest all the way down to the leg and then straighten out the leg afterwards so that the part that hurts your knee is at the very end. All right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whoa. That is our hamstring stretch. And, we don't need the cushion anymore. You can get rid of it. Just don't throw it too hard and break anything. If you are just joining in and you have no idea what it is that we are doing, we do 45 to 60-ish minutes of live side split and hip mobility training every single day because we want to practice the most important quality. Number one quality is consistency. I do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I hope to see more of you here. The second reason we do this every day is to build a little bit of community. Doing stuff every day, especially when it hurts, when it's suffering on the floor and makes you tired and sweaty, is really hard. So we try to make it a little bit more fun. I try to bring good energy to the internet. I hope you bring good energy to the chat. Hope you answer questions, you hang out, you talk about whatever struggly knee, whatever sensations you're having. So there's a little bit more to the life than just coming in and working out. All right. Hopefully that combination of consistency, community, good vibes makes it a lot easier for us all to keep on stretching, keep on working on our exercises every day, and make a bunch of progress in our side splits, in our hip mobility, and we all move a little bit better afterwards. That's the goal. I hope if you're having fun so far, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We're live every day at 9 p.m. Eastern. The weekend is coming up and is basically here. So at 9 a.m. on the weekends, on Saturday and Sunday morning, we have another live, and you can try to hang out for those. Cool. All right, let's go. We are moving on to the second stretch. The second stretch that we're doing is called the butterfly, and it looks a little bit like this. We are bringing our feet together, we're pulling them in, and it looks something like this. If you're really flexible already, you can bring your knees really low to the ground. Great. You can focus on folding forward and just pulling your feet to bring your chest down. For most of us, the rest of us, mere mortals, it's going to be a little bit hard to stay in this position. You might want to feel like you're falling backwards and you're just trying to not fall backwards. You're pulling on your feet, trying to keep your back straight. So lean your back against something. Right here, I have a wall I can lean against to help keep the back straight. I can open up the legs. Here I have the bed frame I can lean my back against, keep my back straight. Pick whatever you need and get to it. From this position, because your back is supported, it's easier to focus on the groin stretch. So the main stretch that you should be feeling should be right here in the groin. And the way you stretch out this area of muscles is to bring your knees down into the ground. So I want you to use your outer thigh muscles, your glutes, to do that. I want you to go open up the hip using those muscles in the back of your leg and pull your knees into the ground. You'll know that is working when your knees start moving in the right direction. If they're going the wrong direction, you're using the wrong muscles. All right. From here, we're going to take our hands. We're going to apply a little bit of pressure to the legs. When you do this, you're going to feel pressure from the bed, from the wall, whatever it is that you're using to do straight back. And that is normal. That's the wall keeping you from falling backwards. All right. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Remember, we're flexing those muscles. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, let the hands go. Relax the hip muscles. Breathe. If your legs are feeling like they're a little asleep or something, like they're not moving so well right now, give them a little shake with your hands. They will wake up real soon, and then you should be able to flap them around like the wings of a butterfly. And you can come up, and we're going to get into stretch number 3. The third stretch that we're going to do is called the standing pancake. All right. The standing pancake, you have the option to also do the sitting pancake, seated pancake. I have the edge of a couch right here that you can just barely see. And the seated pancake looks like this. We sit our butts down on something pretty high. Make sure it doesn't slide out from underneath you. We're going to open up our legs decently wide, and we're going to fold forward. All right. That's the basic stretch. The goal is to bring the belly button down as low as we can go and try to fold our bodies in between our legs like this, except with your legs straightened. The version I'm going to do is called the standing pancake. In the standing pancake, we open up our legs like so, and we fold forward. So this part is all the same, except when we do it this way, gravity is pulling our chest down, and we are also holding up our body weight with our legs. All right? Where am I going with this? What do we need to know? To make this stretch harder, you can extend your arms above your head, and that will make it feel way more intense and makes you want to fold forward. All of the movement should be coming from the hips. It's not about the head or the back. It's about the hips. And you have the choice to open up your legs into a deep, wide stance, however you'd like. If you want to go really deep and really strain these muscles, go for it. If you don't want to, you can bring your legs together and have a less intense stretch. All right? That's it. That's everything. Let's go. Fold forward. Extend your arms. Get as wide as you'd like. And let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Remember, this is once again about the hips. You just care about your hips. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, fold that belly button down. 12, 11, if it's too intense, you can put your hands down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, put your hands down. Oh, bring your legs in. Oh. If it's feeling really intense and it's been several days for you where it's felt crazy and maybe your legs are sore and really intense, please choose the seated pancake. You don't have to stick with the standing pancake every single time. The seated pancake will let your inner thigh muscles relax a little bit and will let you relax a little bit as well. That's why I give you the option to do either. All right? That is our third stretch. There's 30 seconds of really intense stretching. Hopefully, you're able to move and you've recovered from it, because we're going to go and move on to the fourth stretch. The fourth stretch that we're going to do is way more chill, is way more relaxed. I'm pretty sure yesterday we did the pigeon, so today we're going to do the figure four. They're very interchangeable because the main muscles that they stretch out here in the hip are the same. The figure four looks like this. We're going to cross the leg across our body. We're going to bring the leg up and our belly button down towards the leg. It's going to look like this. And we're trying to stretch out this outer hip side glute. All right. For the figure four, we're going to do this laying down. And it's going to look a little bit like this. We're going to take that leg. We're still crossing it over. And because we're in this position, we're going to pull the leg up to our chest by holding onto the other knee. All right. I hope you're in position, because this is basically all the setup. You're going to pull the knee towards your chest, pull the knee in. You're going to feel the stretch out here in that outer hip. And let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. If you're getting too chill, too relaxed, you feel like you're taking a nap, pull your arms a little harder. Feel that stretch in your butt. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ooh. Relax for a second. If you're already in this position, you can add a little bit of rotation here. Basically, your shoulder blades are down on the ground and you're just letting that knee come over. If you have enough room, you can go both sides. Oh, I have enough room. I can do both sides. Nice. And we're going to switch on over to the other leg. Figure 4, other leg. We're on our backs. We're taking the leg, crossing it over, opening up that hip, reaching our arms through the triangle, wrapping around the leg, and we're pulling it in. That's it. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. If your knees are feeling a little sensitive, they're not feeling so good, you can cup the knees as well. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. It might help if you can also just stick your knee in your elbow and pull on it like that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The figure 4 stretch is one of those stretches. If you get focused on one thing a little bit too long, like your knee is starting to hurt, and you cup the knee, you'll forget that you're supposed to feel the stretch here in the outer hip. All right, so keep that in mind. The closer this knee is towards your chest, the more intense the stretch is, and the angle helps make it even more intense. Let's get on out of this. Oh, actually, no, if you're already here, do a little bit more. Relax your back. Lean from side to side. Oh, what we're doing, both the shoulder blades are down. You can extend your arms to either side, and you can let your hips kind of flop over to the side. Whew. Relax. That was our 4th stretch. Ooh. We do a total of 5 stretches, so we're almost done. The 5th and final stretch that we're going to do is the side splits. So that's why we're here. We're here to train some fun hip mobility, and for the side splits, we do 3 rounds of 30 seconds instead of just 1 round of 30 seconds like all the other stretches. That means it's your time to take a little bit of a break, grab a sip of water, grab something to drink, and let's get ready to do some side splits. Oh, okay. The side splits are just an extreme form of hip mobility. Every stretch that we've done so far, every warm-up we've done so far has been to loosen up, to prepare some muscles for our side splits. All right. When we do the standing pancake, one of the big muscles is the inner thighs, right? Side splits, we have the same thing. One of the most major important muscles that we've been using over and over and over again are our hamstrings, right? We start with the elephant walk in the beginning, right? And then we did the hamstring stretch, and then we had the standing pancake, which also hurt your hamstrings, and we use a little bit of that in our side splits as well. What else do we do? The pigeon. This stretch is important because it loosens up this part of the hip. When your leg is doing this, those muscles contract a little bit and it sucks. So we've been taking care of all these muscles that are related to the side split this whole entire time. And this is why I say everything builds into the side split eventually. So let's combine everything, all the different muscles we worked on already, and let's work on some side splits. First thing, before we actually, get into the movement, is I want you to feel safe. One of the big pieces of flexibility and mobility is releasing tension in your muscles, right? If you hold tension, right, that's when the bicep curls and you're at the peak. This is the most tension that you can have. Not actually, but very close. And if you're fighting your fist all the way down, it just can't hold up your body. This is still tension, right? It's just not strong enough to lift your other hand up into the air. So you can have tension, but have your body still appear to be straightened out. What we want is to release as much tension as possible and let the muscles get as long as possible and help us to relax. Where the demonstration I had was one set of muscles in the bicep. But if we wanted the bicep to go all the way up into the air and we were flexing just the bicep and we only worried about the bicep, all these other muscles are still getting impacted, right? And you're still not able to release and relax all the other things going on. That's a weird analogy. I'm not sure I really liked it. I'm gonna try again tomorrow with something different. But that's the premise. We want to be as relaxed and as tension free as possible, and that will help us release all of the complicated muscles here in the hip, in the legs, so that we can get into a graceful, deep side split stretch. All right. Safety. How do you feel safe? What are we talking about? One of the first things is if you feel like you're gonna fall on your face. Grab a chair, grab a stool, grab a whole bunch of cushions and pillows, things to make your whole experience nice and soft and gentle. And also, find something to have behind you. I recommend usually a wall. Right now, I have a bed. And if you stand 8 to 12 inches, so 1 footstep in front of the wall, in front of the bed, when you get into a side split position, you're just adjusting, you're trying to figure out how to get into stuff. If you lose balance and you go, oh no, I'm falling. The bed, the wall, something will catch you. Your landing will be soft. And your worst case scenario is you flop around a little bit, right? That's the goal. To make it so that your worst case scenario is you just kind of flop around a little bit. If you have a wall behind you, maybe your shoulder will hit, maybe your butt will hit, whatever it is, it's way better than your tailbone smashing into the ground 3 feet down. Cool? Let's get into some side splits. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever you're prepared to fall back on. And let's go. We are going to open up the legs decently wide. From here, you should not have pain in your hips. If you're feeling pain in your hips, bring your legs a little bit closer together and fold at the hips. From here, your belly button is pointing downwards. And in this position, I want you to try to put your hands on the ground. When you're in this position where your hips are pointing up, your head is pointing up, and your toes are all pointing up in the same direction, it should be easier for your hips to open up because this is the right alignment for the side split. So try to open up your legs while you're here and put your hands down. All right. From here, some of our body weight is in our arms, and that's great because it means there's less body weight in our legs. We want that because we want to give our legs the opportunity to rotate right now. That looks like this. External rotation of the leg. We're rotating the leg so that the toes are pointing up, the knee is pointing up, and the heel is down. All right? So we're going from the foot flat to the foot pointing up. This is super important because it rotates your thigh bone so it does not smash into your hip bones and lets you get into a side split. From here, we're going to walk our hands back towards our hips. We're going to put all the weight that was in our arms into our legs, and this is the stretch. If you don't want to, you don't have to get any deeper than this. If you want to, you can do a little wiggle from side to side, see if you can get deeper into the stretch. And that's it, 30 seconds, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward. Pull your legs in. And take a break. Chill, relax. Oh, my legs. My legs. Breathe. And when you've recovered a little bit, you're able to stand, come back into standing. What we just did was put a whole bunch of tension into our hips, into our legs. And since we're doing 3 rounds of side splits, we're going to try our best to relax in between the rounds. What that means for us is we're going to shake out the tension. We're going to relax and loosen the body. We're going to try and look like Jello. And if you're just getting started, first time you've joined us, this is how I recommend you start. We're going to flick the legs like you just got out of the swimming pool, hot tub, jacuzzi, bathtub, I don't know, and you're flicking the water off of your feet. All right, maybe you're flicking the water into the eyes of your enemies, and you're just going whoosh, 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 that kind of motion. So while you do that, I want your ankles to start to relax and to flop around. I want your calf muscles to relax and flop around. And as you get more and more and more skilled, you don't have to lift your knee so high. You can just let your legs flop around like this. All right, switch over to the other side. We're starting with the flick. I don't know why I'm making sound effects. Flick, flick, flick. Then as you get more comfortable with it, relax. And keep going. Shake, 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 shake. That's how we get the leg muscles to relax a little bit, all right? But we did not relax your hips yet. So for the hips, I recommend you stand up straight for a second, lean to one side, then take this other leg, has no weight on it, place it down gently right next to your main leg that's supporting all of your body weight, and do something that looks like this. Notice how nothing else is moving. My chest, my legs, my hips, nothing is moving. Just this leg where it connects with my hip. So the thigh bone and the hip. That's the only thing that is shifting at all. The hip actually isn't really doing anything. It's just the thigh bone in the hip socket. From here, we're doing a little bit of movement, and that should help relax the muscles here in the side of the hip, just behind the joint. And that will be super useful in a second, but it'll also right now help you loosen up the muscles in your hips from doing the side splits. From here, as you get more comfortable with that position, you can actually integrate it into your leg shake. Right? So we're standing, we're doing this leg shake. If you start coming onto the balls of your feet, into the toes of your feet, and you start straightening out the legs, you can do something that looks like this, right? Basically, only my big toe is down now. And if you lean over on something comfortable, you can start doing that wiggle. So we get a little bit of relaxation in the hip muscles. We get a little bit of relaxation in the legs, and we can combine it all into one crazy leg flop, shaky, wiggly thing. You don't have to combine it all into one thing. If you prefer, you can keep doing this. It's all the same to me, but you know, if you're working on new skills, flop around, wiggle, shake. All right, that's enough time. In between, our muscles are relaxed, our hips are moving better. Let's get into side split number 2. Open up the legs, decently wide. Does not have to be so crazy that you feel discomfort in the hips, right? We're gonna fold forward. The belly button is pointing down. From here, you are in the right bone alignment so that you should be able to comfortably open up your legs a little bit deeper. Hopefully, you're deep enough so that your hands can touch the ground. If it's not quite there, I recommend you go grab something to give yourself a little bit of support. We're gonna walk our hands back towards our hips. When that happens, I want you to externally rotate the leg, which means your heels are down, your toes are up, and your knees are up. So we're going from here, where your feet are down, to like this, where your heel is down, your toes are up, and your knees are up. It's happening on both sides. I know you can't see this side because this couch is in the way, but it's happening on both sides. We're walking the hands further back. We're sitting into that stretch. We're going to do a little wiggle from side to side, get a little bit deeper, and that's it. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. If you're wondering why I emphasize the rotation thing so much, it's because the thigh bone has to rotate out of the way of the hip bone for most people, like 99.5% of people. And we actually do this automatically when we're folded forward, and basically we're just sitting back and rotating 90 degrees our whole body in space, and that is a confusing sentence, so I'm going to explain it again with visual in a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, the visual component. You might remember that when we start, I say, hey, make sure your hips don't hurt, right? That is because when your feet are flat and your hips are pointed up this way into the air, this is where your thigh bone can smash into your hip bone and cause pain. When we fold forward, we rotate the hips forward, and this relationship looks like this, right? When we rotate forward, it looks like this. And then we can bring the leg really wide open. So when I say externally rotate, rotate the leg so that the heel is down, the toes are up, we're actually just preparing it so that we can sit up straight. It's like this to like this. So we're keeping the same angle, basically, and we're just making it possible for you to sit upright a little bit more. All right, that's what the leg rotation is all about. Whew. Let's get into shaking it out a second time. Come on up into standing and shake out the legs. Shake, 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 shake. Flick, 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 flick. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Add in these if you'd like. Other side. Shake, shake, shake. Flick water into the eyes of your friends, your enemies, your neighbors. I don't know. Shake, 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 shake. Get comfortable, get loose. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Rotate. Add in this movement if you want. You can do this version. And hopefully your legs are a little bit more relaxed. If you're still feeling tense somewhere in particular, take some time, shake it out. Maybe it's just this thing that you need to do more of. Maybe it's this. Shake, 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 flop, 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 flop. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And let's do side split number 3. Once again, we're opening up the hips. Open up those legs decently wide, no pain. We're folding forward. Belly button is pointing down. And try your best to open up your leg positions so that we're ready for a side split. Externally rotate the legs. Your heels are down, your toes are up, your knees are up. Walk your hands back towards your hips and do a little wiggle. Side to side. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Walk your hands forward. Oh, bring your legs in from underneath you. Crawl if you need to. I can't see you, so nobody needs to know. And that is our third and final side split. When you're ready, come back into standing, and we will come up. We got a question here from Astrid asking for a stretch for back pain, low back pain, and we can talk about that in just a sec. All right, for everybody else, come back into standing. We're gonna shake out the legs one more time. Relax, loosen things. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. In all its different variations and forms. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wow, did not see that coming. Ooh, that is not bueno. All right, well. What are we gonna do about that? This piece actually snapped off. It's not gonna stay on. All right. Technical difficulties. I think hardware difficulties. Where are we going with this? Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And that is us relaxing our hips. We can add in those specific movements for this rotation. If you don't remember how to do this, by the way, we're going to stand on one leg, lean to one side, have just the toe, the ball of the foot down here. We're gonna rotate in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Same on the other side. In and out, 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 in and out. Whew, that is how we get the hips to relax and get the legs to relax. In just a second, we are gonna do some joint checks to make sure everything's feeling good for the rest of your evening, so you can go do whatever else you need to do. And we're gonna start with hip circles. Hip circles look a little bit like this, or like we're hula hooping. We're just trying to move our hips and stretch out everything on the sides, in the fronts, in the back of the body. And we're gonna move on to some high knees. You'll know in just a second whether or not your knees are comfortable, so you don't need to do very many, or you need to do a lot. From here, we're going to turn around. I'm going to fold forward, squat a little bit. We're going to bring the knees forward, so you're feeling the stretch in your Achilles tendon, you're feeling the stretch in your calves. You're going to feel that pressure on your ankles and the knees. And from here, I want you to try to do something that looks like a calf raise. With the calf raise, we've basically put our joints through most of their movement patterns and forced you to have a little bit of strength, have a little bit of movement through it. So you should be, if you're able to do all those fine, you should be ready to go and move on to whatever else you gotta do for the rest of the day. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in, hanging out, practicing consistency, working on our side splits together, and I'm gonna come check out the channel. If you had fun, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We do this live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, and in like 11 hours at 9 a.m. Saturday morning and 9 a.m. Sunday morning, we have bonus lives for all of our morning people who want to get a workout early in the day rather than in the evenings. Okay, that's the ramble, that's the spiel. I hope you had fun. I hope your body's feeling a little bit loose. Feel like in the winter, it takes a little bit more time to get warmed up typically, so I hope that was enough. Astrid says, let's talk about back pain. Gaeta says, great job, everybody. I hope you had fun. I hope you had a great beginning of your weekend, and I hope to see you in a little bit. Again, 9 p.m., 9 a.m., double lives all weekend. All right, I think I'm ready to talk about low back pain. So low back pain is actually really complicated, and there's a lot of different places in my life that you might be having low back pain as well. You specifically asked for stretches for low back pain. And because low back pain is super complicated, I'm going to talk about specifically ways to avoid getting into situations where you're putting strain on your low back. All right? When we do hip cars, for example, when you're standing here, this is very early in our warm-up, so you might not know it. I talk about bringing this leg back, flexing the hamstrings, flexing the glutes, feeling stretch in the hip flexor. Oftentimes, when you don't have much flexibility in the hip, when we're trying to get into this position, the low back is compensating. All right, you see this curve in the back? That is something, if you have low back pain, you should probably avoid. The way to do that is actually to control the muscles in the front of the body. So instead of arching, opening up your chest like this, I want you to bring your core in nice and tight, lock this in position so that every movement out here is coming from the other parts of your body. Low back. Avoid using it. Hold on. TikTok is telling me I gotta pretend I'm not a robot by solving a puzzle. So in general, if you have low back pain, there's two places where I want you to focus a lot of attention. One is your core, and keeping that nice and tight and firm so that you are your own back brace. And the other place is your glutes. A lot of the time, a lot of people will be relaxing in a position that looks something like this. Your hips are sort of leaning forward and your butt is coming back. So it looks something like this. I'm exaggerating a little bit to show you exactly what not to do. When you do this and you're hanging out in this position, you put a lot of stress here in the low back, all right? So to do less of that, I want you to bring your core, engage it in the front, and also sort of tuck your butt. The way you do that is by flexing your glutes. If you walk around and you have everything flexed, it's going to look ridiculous. So this isn't the magic method to have better posture or anything, but this is how I want you to remember that your abs can be more engaged, your glutes can be more engaged, and how that can pull your hips into a different orientation and release that pinching pain in your low back. Stretches for the low back. Stretches for the low back are actually a little bit complicated. I think I've seen a lot of physical therapists recommend something that looks like just tucking your knee to your chest. I've heard from other people that it doesn't create the relief that they think it does. So you can try it and see how it helps. If you want, you can drop into a kneeling position. You can just kind of fold forward and see if your low back relaxes a little bit. I have seen some variations where people are kind of just tucking their knees and rolling on their backs. That might put more pressure on your back versus less pressure on your back. So you can do the very, very quick experiment to see if this is helpful or if it does the opposite for you. And because low back pain is so complicated, it tends to be that one recommendation is just not going to work for everybody. So you're going to have to experiment and figure out what's going on for you. Let's see, what else for low back pain? I like to lean over something very sturdy and let the back release. I don't have anything to demonstrate that with. The last thing I generally recommend, because I also have had low back pain in the past, is hanging from a pull-up bar. A lot of the release you'll feel right as you're hanging from the pull-up bar will be in the shoulders and in the upper back, and that will be a bit of a struggle. But if you hang for long enough, your low back will start relaxing as well, and that will hopefully eventually let your low back release. It usually takes me 30 seconds before the low back finally relaxes, and that lengthens as well. So it might take a little bit of time to finally hit that part of your back. All right, taking a quick look at the questions, the comments. Waya Harawa says, phew, my inner legs are hurting. It should. Your inner thighs are struggling real hard during this live. Okay, I don't think I see anything else. No matter where I am, says, I feel relaxed. Glad I could follow along the whole time today. Lovely. Thank you for coming back and hanging out. Monivia Williams says you go live daily at 9. Yes, that is absolutely correct. We are live at 9 p.m. every single day. And on weekends, we are also live at 9 a.m. Gaeta says, I finally can lift my toes. Lift my toes. Oh, in the external rotation in the side split. Amazing. That's awesome. I'm going to scroll some more. I feel like I was at the chat a couple of times, so I don't think I've missed too much this time today. We got it. This is great. Amazing. Crawling out of debt. Sends some gifts. Hey, if you're crawling out of debt, maybe don't send me the gifts. Take care of yourself first. I appreciate them though. Take care of yourself first. Okay. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? I think we got a whole bunch of thank yous. TX Dolly Fit. Thank you. Back to you, I guess. Thank you. Okay. I think we have pretty much hit all of the chat, so I'm ready to wrap up for today. I'm gonna scroll all the way back to the bottom and see what is up. Astrid says, thanks, you're very welcome. I hope it's helpful. Low back pain is very complicated. There is a dude called Low Back Ability on, I don't know if he's on TikTok, but he's on YouTube for sure. And his philosophy is when you have low back pain, you just have to strengthen all your muscles and get your nervous system used to the discomfort slowly over time. And as you train and get stronger, your back and body will be able to support itself instead of babying the body and going and avoiding everything possible. Your muscles, when you avoid using them, your muscles are only going to get weaker, and more pressure is going to happen on your joints, right? So his philosophy generally is, if you have low back pain, slowly train it, very, 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 very slowly, right? Like, it's going to take time, but as you train, as you get stronger, your body will become the protective mechanism for your back, and that should help with back pain. The account is called Low Back Ability. Go ahead and check him out. He has a bajillion raving fans, so I'm pretty sure the stuff works. I've also tried his Low Back Ability like free workouts, and I did say I had low back pain in the past. I still have it occasionally when I spend a lot of time in bad positions, but in about 2.5 months, it went from not great to fine. So a little bit works a lot. Yes, the account is called Low Back Ability. Cool. Low Back Ability. He's like a tall white guy. All right, I'm wrapping up. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. Thank you for practicing consistency. I hope you enjoyed the live, and I hope to see you back in a couple hours, whether that's 11-ish for the next live at 9 a.m. Eastern on the weekends, or in like 23 hours for 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you soon, and I hope you have fun. Have a great evening. Goodbye. Closing out the live. Wow.